Hi guys, welcome back to Motor For You. So today I'll be talking about why Japanese imports and why buy from Motor For You for your Japanese import. So basically, take this for example. It's a little Jimny Suzuki and it's low mileage. It's done just under 9,000 miles. It's quite a special little car, but it's you can see by the condition it's very, very clean. Now when we buy from the auctions in Japan, there's over 30,000 vehicles go through every single day. Give you an example, in BCA, the maximum you ever get is 5,000 to 6,000 vehicles. 60% of those are from We Buy Any Car. In Japan, the vehicles are sourced directly. They've all got gradings from 0 or repaired up to a level 9. We buy only a level 5 and above, which means every single vehicle has an inspector's report. We have 8 buyers in Japan that inspect every vehicle individually as well while we go to the auctions. They physically go to the auction in Osaka, Tokyo, and they check every single vehicle. If there's any issues with the vehicles, we leave them. Now, what I was going to say is that when you purchase the vehicle in Japan, you're looking at 2.5 weeks for the export certificate to be issued. So once the export certificate is issued, it can then be booked onto a ship. Now the ships don't run every day, so they take a long time. They get shipped 2 ways. One is by container, which they're jacked up in the air, so you can imagine a container. 4 of these fit in a container, so it makes it more reasonable. A container is about $3,000, which is about £2,500 to ship 4 of them. The other way of doing them is roll on, roll off, which is called ro-ro. Now ro-ro is more expensive, but it goes on like a ferry, so it's on and off. The bigger vehicles like the minivans, the Land Cruisers, the Jeeps, they all go by ro-ro because it's too big to go in containers. It's less economical. Also, hybrids and EVs come by ro-ro because the ships are not insured to take them by container because of risk of fire from the battery. If you you can imagine if you jack an EV up in the air, the battery's then unbalanced and we don't know what happens with things like that. Now, when they land in the UK, you then have to get customs clearance. So you have a company that devans them. Now, devanning means empty them from the container or offload them from the ship. Vanning means that when you load them on. Once they're devanned, the customs clearance will then notify HMRC that the vehicles have arrived. You then have to pay your VAT, which is 20%, and your duty. Now in the UK, a Japanese imported vehicle that's manufactured in Japan is 1.3%. A vehicle that's manufactured abroad, like a Audi, VW, BMW, is 10%. So you've got your 20% VAT and your 10% duty if it's a European car. As of January, because of the trade agreement with the UK, the Japanese import will become 0%. But you must now, because HMRC are clamping down on it, you must have a certificate of origin. So that means that the vehicle must come with a certificate to say that the vehicle is manufactured in Japan. So that car there is manufactured in Japan. HMRC will not just accept it as Suzuki, they want an actual certificate from the manufacturer to say that was manufactured in Japan. Once they've got that, they'll allow you 1.3%, not your 10%. Once them cars are paid, you get the VAT is paid and the duty is paid, you then get a NOVA, which is a notification of vehicle arrival from HMRC, and that then allows you a number that you can register the car with the DVSA. Now, 2 other things to note. This car is a 2022. So it means it's under 10 years old. If it's under 10 years old, it must have an IVA test booked at your local DVSA inspection centre. There's only 3 local to us, Gillingham, somewhere in Slough somewhere, and Southampton. It takes, once a car lands, it takes up to 6 weeks to get an appointment. Then you have to take the car down there and get it inspected. To pass an IVA, the vehicles, there's a massive list of things that must be adhered to. Mostly it's the speedometer, must be in miles per hour, and it must have a rear fog light, because in Japan, they don't have rear fog lights, so we need that. Now, when the car's over 10 years old, you just require to get an MOT. So the speedo has to be in miles per hour, and the MOT, the car must have a rear fog light. So then you just pass an MOT, and then you have to fill in a V55.5, pay your first year's registration, which is £55, and then pay your 6 months road tax or your 12 months road tax. We bought these cars in June, and they're not even registered yet. They're going for their IVAs on the first week of November. We've learnt now, though, with certain processes, we can speed things up. So as soon as a boat goes on, the car goes on the boat, we apply for the IVA. We know 2 weeks ahead. We book them in 2 weeks from when they land. So once they get to us, we've got 10 days to convert them, which our workshop can convert them, and then we get them in for their registration document. So we're hoping from the time they land, within 2 weeks, they'll be registered. Now let me show you one other one in the workshop. Come with me. All right. So this is one that is going for an IVA on the 5th of November, but because it had bull bars, it had a winch on the front, it had bigger tyres, so it can only have E-marked tyres, which mean they're legal in the EU. These are not EU tyres, so we're going to have to change the wheels on this. Also, it had a winch on the front, so I'll just show you. We've had to replace the bumper because you're not allowed a winch on the front. Some people say that you can basically notify DVSA or the IVA that the car's got a winch and it's been modified, and they'll allow you to do it. But to save risk, because if it fails the IVA, you're looking at a 6-week wait to get another IVA, and then you can't get it registered. This car is actually sold. It's going to a customer in Cornwall, and we can pre-order any of your vehicles you want in Japan. We've got, I'll just go back in the showroom so I can show you. Oh, let me show you something quickly. This is a Nissan Elgrand. This is a 2013 7-seater. Basically, it's a 2013. So what that means is it only requires an MOT to get it registered with a DVSA. It's got electric power doors. It's actually sold, this is already. But all we had to do was fit in a rear fog light and change the speedo to mile per hour. Actually, sorry, on the MOT you don't have to change the speedo to miles per hour. It can be registered in kilometres. So all that required for its DVSA registration was an MOT and a rear fog light. And that's the paperwork's been sent off for that to be registered with a UK logbook. We're timing it to see how long it takes to get the logbook back, and then that can go to its new owner because it's sold. It is a bit long-winded, don't get me wrong, and it is a multitude of paperwork if you want to do things right. Now, a lot of people want to know that the VAT is paid on the car, the duty is paid on the cars are registered correctly, they're bought correctly, and they're looked after by a proper workshop like ours. I've briefed our company that we are going to be doing over 100 imports a month coming into the UK. Now, the financial side of things are quite heavily on investment, because you need to buy 300 vehicles to have 100 land a month. And you say to yourself, is it worth it? You know, financially? Well, the way I look at it is, our workshops are constantly doing warranty work. Why? Because the cars in the UK, sadly, require so much work. In Japan, the public transport is so much better. So the cars are low mileage. The Japanese love their cars, so they look after them. It's very rare we get a car in that doesn't need much. Now, when the cars come from Japan, they come straight in here, they have their speedo changed, they have an underseal done to them, they have an Android radio put into them, which is CarPlay, they have the fog light done, they have the MOT done, they have the IVA inspection if they're under 10 years old. So we want to do it as a full-time business and make it work. The Japanese vehicles are like brand new underneath. They're looked after inside, they're low mileage, and we can supply a high number of sourced vehicles and turn over a high number without many problems. And that's the reason why we're turning to the Japanese market. Also, in the auctions, when you buy in the UK, it's a race to the bottom. It's how cheap you want to be, how low you want to be on your pricing. And we've had enough of it. We want to supply a good quality item at a low price and do a high turnover in bulk. And that's what we're going to do. But that requires a heavy investment, but we're prepared to do it. You know, I've been at this job over 20 years. I've done these imports 20 years ago. We've done Pajeros, which was the old Shoguns, 300ZX, FTOs, GTOs. We've done the whole lot. Unoses, which was the MX-5, and it done really, really well. And I can't remember why it fizzled out, but it certainly did. We used to buy direct from Japan then. But the yen being at 204 to 210 every day is favourable for us. We've got excellent buyers out there. The only thing is the time difference. So I'm working 24/7 at the moment. The auctions start at 9 in the morning, and that's like midnight at home. And we're bringing in, we've got some lovely cars coming. We've got some C43, CLS 53, some Volvos coming, which are mint condition, some Japanese small autos, loads of people carriers coming. So we've got Alfards, Elgrands, Voxies. And when you look at them, you're buying an 8-seater, 7-seater, automatic, power doors, drop-down DVD, spacious. There's nothing in the UK that's equivalent. And families can buy them at an affordable price. They're going to be $8,995, $10,995. Unbelievable value for money. So stick with us. We're going to have, when they land, next week I've got landing an Alphard, which is an 8-seater automatic hybrid 4-wheel drive car. I've got another 2 Elgrands landing. I've got a Velfire, which is another minivan out there. Well, I say mini, it's quite big. Then I've got some Wranglers landing. I've got some lovely Wranglers, a 15 plate, a 16 plate, and a 12 plate. And then after that come the AMGs, and then the Golfs and the Polo automatics, and everything's automatic out there, which is great. I've got a Yaris GR landing, which is an unbelievable looking car. I've got some real special bits coming as well, unusual bits. So we're going to video every single vehicle. If you've got any questions for me, give me a comment underneath or give me a call. www.motorforyou.com. There is an explanatory section on the website about Japanese imports, but great to be back. We'll be doing an in-depth video on every single vehicle that arrives. We're reducing down our UK vehicles. We've got over 250 in stock at the moment, but for us to do this on a high scale, we have to commit to Japan, and that's what we're doing at the moment. So thank you for watching. Please subscribe, please like. I'll tell you why we want you to subscribe is that it grows the channel, it grows the brand awareness, and where I work with my family, I work with my daughter who's behind the camera at the moment, Priya, and my 2 sons, Pasha and Omar. I want them to be so much involved and see that we don't have to look at life like that, we can look at life like that. And that's certainly how I've grown my brand and my company to the size it is now. But thank you for watching, and I'll be back soon. Have a great day. Thank you.